Welcome to the High Voltage Light Electric Vehicle channel. This video is an in-depth look at gearing for the BBSHD, but really this applies to any mid-drive motor regardless of the level of power that you run it at. The BBSHD is a solid motor and it can take a lot of abuse, but you need to be careful how you gear it or you can damage it. You can do this kind of damage with a stock motor. It doesn't have to be modified in any way. Proper thermal rollback and monitoring, like we do with our upgrade kits, definitely helps, but you're much better off if you use the motor in a way that reduces the chance of this kind of damage every time you ride. I still get people comment on the channel and tell me that I will wreck my BBSHD doing what I'm doing, but it's still going strong all these years later and it's still on its original nylon gear. So I'm obviously doing something right. I'm going to explain in this video what it is that I'm doing, and the knowledge here though, it still applies to pretty much any mid-drive motor that you can think of, whether it's a Bosch or a CYC. The knowledge is still the same and it can help you make your motor last much longer, no matter what kind of bike you ride. This video is sponsored by Golden Motor, who serve both the US and Canadian markets with a huge range of products, including BBSHD kits, CYC motor kits, and much more, including a 72 volt triangle battery, which works with our upgrade kits. Links to them are in the description. Members of the High Voltage Discord community can also access a 5% discount over the entire product range, and there is a Golden Motor channel on Discord for this. When someone tells me that they had a nylon gear fail or that they burned up the stator, the questions I always ask is, what gear ratio were you running it in? And almost always they're using a large gear at the front and they're driving a small sprocket at the back. That is way, way too small. And the result is that the motor gets really, really hot and mechanically stressed, and you generally then get some kind of failure somewhere. And the key to preventing damage to a mid-drive, especially at high power, is to get your gear ratios right. And when I mean gear ratios, let's have a look at a few. With my bike, I have a 42T at the front and a 42T at the back. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio. So every time there's a turn at the cranks, there's one complete revolution at the back. And the bike would move, in the case of the fat bike, 2.2 meters forward. If I was to run a 32T at the back, then for every turn of the crank, the rear wheel would turn 1.3 times and move the bike forward 2.86 meters. And with, say, a 21T at the back, for every turn of the crank, the rear wheel would have to turn twice and the bike would travel 4.4 meters forwards. If the bike had a really, really small sprocket at the back, say a 12T, then for every turn up the front, there will be 3.5 rotations to the back gear and the bike would travel 7.7 meters forward. And in real life terms, this is simply not going to happen. There is no motor and drivetrain combination that will move the wheel and bike like that. Certainly not the kind of motors and bikes that we're talking about here. All it does in these scenarios is cause a great deal of stress, a great deal of heat buildup, and very rapid failure of mechanical parts. When I'm talking about this, I'm not just talking just the BBSHD, like any mid-drive motor. If you do this to it, it's going to result in heat buildup and failure of mechanical parts. So let's look at this from the point of view of a human being powering a regular bicycle. No motor, just good old-fashioned human power. On the flat, as long as you're kind of reasonably fit, you can probably churn along pretty easily at a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 turns of the rear wheel for every turn of the cranks. And if you're a regular cyclist, you can probably drive much more out of it than that. Now, when the road starts to go uphill, the effort that you need to maintain your speed goes up. So you have to put more and more effort and force into the pedals. Maybe you have to stand up on them. And halfway through the hill, your legs start to burn with the effort. You're probably getting pretty hot and sweaty, and you've got lactic acid building up. And most riders know to shift down a gear that's more favorable and spin the cranks with a higher cadence. And if you don't, eventually your body's just going to say, no thanks, right? And you're going to have to stop and take a rest. And a motor is no different at all in this respect. When you feed electrical current into the motor, it will try and spin up to its maximum RPM. And if it can't, all the power and current that is not being translated into the mechanical movement of the gears will be expressed as heat. And this heat will rapidly build up, just like the lactic acid and heat inside of the human body. This heat, depending on how rapidly it's being generated, can, in the case of a BBSHD, destroy a nylon gear, or wreck the stator or demagnetize a rotor really, really fast. Like, I know a guy that managed to break the nylon gear on the very first hill he got to because he was running a 42T to a 12T at the back. And by halfway up the hill, the motor was too hot to touch and teeth had broken off the gear with the stress. And there's a photo here. It's not the exact one, but it's a photo of the nylon gear and you can see what's happened to it. The idea of them melting into this sort of pile of goo doesn't really happen. But what does happen is it gets hot, and then the extreme mechanical stress of trying to push the bike up a hill, sort of 7.7 meters for every turn on the crank, it results in the teeth snapping off. And then you've got the gear spinning around against basically a hole in the gear, and it just doesn't work anymore. And you get a sort of whirring kind of clicking noise from the motor. The solution to all this is really just to be kind to the motor and use your gears properly, just as you would treat your body properly, hopefully, when you're riding a regular bike. Because if you try and constantly muscle a bike up a hill with human power, eventually you're going to bugger your knees and you're going to miss those, I promise you. With a modified BBSHD, you have this enormous RPM range to call on, like up to 13,000 on my bike. So a 1-to-1 gear ratio will give you a good top speed as well as really, really good torque and acceleration. There's not much point in going any lower because you'll be constantly popping wheelies. And there's not much point going higher because it's not really going to gain you anything because your top speed will be the same. You're just going to be running the motor at a lower RPM, and that's going to result in more heat being generated faster and be more stressful mechanically. I should say this applies very much to bikes set up for single speed, rip it and rip it style riding with upgrade kits. Like if you're using a pedal assist bike, then you just need to make sure that you're in the right gear. Maybe the motor can get you to the top of the hill in that small gear, but that doesn't mean you should be taking it up to the hill in that small gear. You still want to use the motor and get it spinning as fast as possible, and that's going to put a lot less stress on the components. Right? There are tons of Bosch and Shimano motors that fail prematurely and wear out prematurely because people are not using the right gear when they're riding their bikes. Another example I can talk about is with my CYC bike, and that's like a 72 volt bike, and it goes really, really fast. And on the flat, it will actually go faster in a 28T gear at the back than it will in a 24T gear. And like that kind of like maybe doesn't make much sense. Why wouldn't the smaller gear drive the bike forward faster? But the simple thing is the motor doesn't have the grunt to overcome the forces of weight, of wind resistance, of drag, all these kind of things to get it spinning fast. So because it can do that with the 28 gear or with the 28T gear, what you find is that the bike will actually move faster overall in that gear. It will get more RPM in that gear. It will build up less heat in that gear, and it will put much less stress on the motor in that gear. So you're better off using the 28T than you are dropping it down to the 24T. You aren't actually gaining anything at all. So to summarize, just like with the human body, you want to let mechanical advantage do the work. Let the motor spin up fast and not get bogged down. Turn the electrical energy from the battery into kinetic energy, movement, and not into heat energy. And if you want to get more specific tips about this, there are lots of different drivetrains, lots of different bikes, and I can't cover them all in this video other than, the sort of the general gist of it. You are welcome to join our Discord community.